Today I'm going to be doing the first flight simulator video, and I thought I'd start off by reviewing one of the add-ons that I have. And in this case I'm going to be reviewing the Captain Sim 777 or Boeing 777, whichever one you prefer to call it. And just run through the add-on, see how good it is, and in the end come to some sort of conclusion about how I recommend it and so on. So first of all, here in the menu, you can see I've got the planer. The first few liveries that you get with it, well, it depends what you buy, because I've bought the 300 expansion model and the freighter expansion model as well. So the liveries you get with the 200 that you start off with is American Airlines, Air France, British Airways, United Airlines, KLM, Japan Airlines, Singapore Airlines, Korean Air, Malaysian Airlines, Delta, Air Canada, and Emirates. And if you buy the 777-300, then you get as your beginning liveries ANA, Air New Zealand, and Cathay Pacific Airways. And if you buy the freighter, you start off with Air France Cargo, FedEx, and TNT. And this aircraft does come with a complete passenger cabin. However, due to the limitations of FSX, it's a single model in the KLM colours, and it doesn't have a virtual cockpit, just the cabin. So what we'll do is we'll go into the sim. I'm not too sure which airport will be, and we'll take a look at the 777-200. So we're on the ground here down at London Heathrow, and I've decided to choose a British Airways livery for the 200, and this is the state that it spawns in with its engines on. And if we head inside to the flight deck, because that's what we'll be taking first of all, this is the kind of flight deck state it spawns in. Everything on the overhead is off, and however the engines are on, so I'll cut them off for now. And this will give you an opportunity to listen to the sounds that this thing has. So there's the master warning sound set, and if you listen to the switch sounds, I think they're really well done. If you hear that sound there, I think that is seriously well done. So I'm just going to switch the APU on. Again, you can hear the switch noises are very well done, and a little bit surprising when I first got this add-on, but they are amazingly well done. I'm just turning everything on so I don't get warnings screaming in my face, because I'm not wanting that to happen. So there we go. So you can hear the humming of the batteries and the generators in the background in the flight deck, but this is a flight deck as it is, and there's the control column, as you can see there, and it's extremely well detailed. As you can see, you got your captain's hat up there, fire extinguishers, you've got another captain's hat here, and you've got some headphones. Those will move around as you're flying. They'll kind of swing around on their hook. You've got coffee cups there, and it's really nicely well done. And also you can put an airport chart on there. You can put maps and charts on there like that. You can close the sun blinds as well as you can on the front window, like that. It's the same for the other side. All these switch controls down here work. that's just an autopilot disconnect button on the control column there. That works. Unfortunately, the FMC down here does not work, and that's a bit of a shame. However, the front two do work, and all of these screens work, and you can change around with them on this panel here. They have another great sounds and noises for the seatbelts and the no smoking. Which you heard there. The windows in the flight deck can also open. And I know it has a windows not closed sign there, and no idea why it's there, because we know it's not closed. The coffee table comes down, which is really nice, and the pre-saved views you can see are here. You've got the first officer's seat, the overhead panel, the MCP, and the CDU. Now the problem is the CDU view is here, and you can't click on any of the buttons, so I'll just move over to the other CDU, which is a bit of a pain that you have to move over, but it doesn't really matter. And you can see it's fully modelled in 3D. And for example, I can put that we're down on the ground at Heathrow at gate 601. And then obviously you put in your routes that you want to put in. For example, I have a few routes saved here. You can also put flight plans in. You have to import them, however, which is something I don't know how to do. But I'm sure some of the people that are watching this will know. And you've got your legs, you've got your fix, you've got everything in here, and it's all very good. You can see here all of them work down here, which I believe is what you use for the checklist, the mouse you use for the checklist, which appears down here. And as I said, of course, all of the pages work. For example, there you go. You got all of the systems of the aircraft. You've got here again, here is one of the checklists. I have no idea what that is. And then of course you've got the heading indicator, which we have there anyway. Another great thing about this add-on that I really like is just the detail of the flight deck. I mean, if you look at it right now, you can just see how much detail they've put into making this add-on. You can see that some of the writing has been scratched, the speed brake lever looks worn, everything genuinely looks like it's been used by other people, and it's a very nice add-on. However, the best part of the flight deck for me is the electronic flight bag, because it actually works. I'm not too sure whether this works on the PMDG 777. I don't think it does, but don't hold me to that because I haven't got it. And I don't wish to spend £80 on them just to find that out. So you've got the cameras page here, which shows you the pictures of the aeroplane in flight. Also you can fit your own charts in here, for example, approach, there you go, you can see, and you just click it again, there you go. That's for, I believe that's for Domodedovo down in Moscow. So, you basically fit your own charts in here. For example, these are all the Moscow SIDS and stars. You've got en route, which is the map again of Moscow, which is what comes with the plane as default. But it says if you go to the setup page, then it can be loaded with any content in BMP, JPG, JPEG, GIF, PNG, TIF or ICO format, which is quite good. So if you wanted to, for example, I suppose you could put any photograph that you've downloaded off the internet, for example, or anything like that. It doesn't have to have charts in it, but really that's what it would have in real life, and if you're after a bit more realism, I would put them in there. Again, you've got little details like that on there. I know the PMDG has that there, which I'm not too sure. You've got the little checklist underneath, but you can see all the alternates work for if your gear fails, all the guards come up. You can even use the fuel dump if you so want to. I don't see why you would need to, but you can. Fire switches are all there, cargo fire, all works. Everything really does work in here. It's absolutely amazing. The switches all behind here work. I haven't had time to look at what they do. But again, it's just an amazing little add-on, and I wouldn't suggest it more. However, there is one big important thing. This thing is not for the hardcore flight simmer, so it's not for one who's after 100% realism. I don't really have a problem whether it's realistic or unrealistic. I can do either or either. However, if you're after really high realism, I would suggest the PMDG 777, but if you're just after high detailed and a fun aeroplane to fly, then this is probably the one that you want to get. The weather radar works, everything on here works, as you can see. I can't turn the terrain radar on now because it's on the ground. However, you can see how it all works. The range works. It's an amazing little add-on. So I'll switch to the outside for a minute and we'll take a look outside. So here is the outside model. As you can see, it looks very well detailed. There is one glitch though, as you can probably hear. You can hear the noises from inside the cockpit outside. That is a bit of a glitch, unfortunately, but it really doesn't bother me. Again, if you're after 100% realism, go for the PMDG. However, this thing has a few little details if we get up close that I think makes this amazing. I don't know if you can see it, but you can see the little stress pads or the little plates that make up the fuselage along there, which is really good, because I haven't, with the add-ons I've got, I haven't seen anyone that's really gone to that detail with their aeroplanes. The landing gears, you can see, is very well detailed over there. You can see a bit of grime on the control surfaces, just general wear. You can see it on the engines here, and the engines themselves are very well detailed. As you can see each individual fan blade has been done. The lights are well done. As you can see, everything works on this pretty much. It is an amazing little add-on. And I again wouldn't suggest it enough. You get with the 200, you get the G90 variants, you get the Rolls-Royce Trent 800 versions, and the Pratt & Whitney engines, which I cannot remember the name of for the life of me. You can see all the control surfaces work like that. You go up and down, you've got the rudder there. And it is an amazing little aeroplane, and I can't suggest it enough. And then we'll probably end up doing a small flight in this aeroplane. Probably I'll just take it somewhere near East Midlands to show you how it performs in flight with a quick flight that isn't too long. However, I don't mind how long this video is. It's not really that important, because this is going to be the last video I do until September, although I probably will do loads of snippets of me flying around in flight simulator like landings, takeoffs, or route planning, whatever. Because my brothers and sisters are off school, it's not a good idea to be doing it with them running around screaming. So anyway, there's the outside of the 200. The windows are transparent, and you can see passengers inside. However, you don't get the entire passenger cabin with this just because of the limitations with FSX. So what I'll do now is I'll load up a Boeing 777-300 series, and we'll take a look at that model as well. So here we are with the Boeing 777-300 model. In this case we have the Pratt & Whitney engines fitted, and sorry, you could just hear the master caution in the background here. This is just the 300, not the 300ER. The 300ER, or extended range, has a bit more range on it. But as you can see, it's slightly longer, as you can probably see, and could carry more passengers and weighs slightly more. You can see again, very nice detail on the wing there, a bit of grime, a bit of wear, and the no step plates again are all there. All the controls do work, however I have not powered up the hydraulics, so you won't be able to see them. If you get up nice and close, you can see the textures are well done. Again, we have passengers in the passenger cabin, and I'm going to use this model to show you something which is quite clever that comes with it. So if you go to the instrument panel and go to the animations control, I'm now going to show you some of the animations that you get. So for example, if we go to service access, it deploys the landing gear doors. You can also open the APU cowling, like that. As you can see, that opens up. You can open up loads of different bits and bobs. We've got the aft access door. All the cargo doors open. We can also fit engine covers, and we can also open up the engine cowlings. If we activate the escape slide and open a passenger door, as you can see, the escape slide does in fact deploy. The ram air turbine comes down. The radar opens up. You can fit plugs. The main door opens up again. Escape slide will appear at any door that is open. You can open up the pilot's windows, and it is an amazing little add-on. You can see just how good and how much detail Captain Sin has put into this this particular add-on and the animations that go with it. You get stewardesses, so if I turn the stewardess on, you can see that she's in the cabin with the uniform of her airline, and it's an amazing little add-on. Again, if we move into the flight deck, it's the standard 777 flight deck, perfectly the same to the other one. Again, EFB all works. Again, it's just the same as the good old 200, everything works. So what we'll do is we'll now move over to the 777 freighter model, and we'll take a look at that and what that has to offer. So here we are with the Boeing 777 freighter model, in this case the FedEx colours that you get as default. As you can see, it's another very, very detailed model, but one major difference is this does not carry passengers, it carries freight, and it's based on the 777-200, and as the foldable wing tips that the normal 200 doesn't. The model itself only comes with these engines, which are the G90s, and they're very, very good engines. You can see that the liveries have been done very, very detailed. But one major difference to this is if we go to the animations control, it's cargo door. We can open this main cargo door, and if you click the loader, you come up with this menu here, which I'll just smallen like that. And if you click show hide the loader, there we go, there's the loader. And you can fit a cargo ULD, and if you click forward, as it's pretty self-explanatory, it moves forward. And if you click up, and then if you click in, it'll be loaded into your aircraft. And it'll appear here. You've got to move it out of the way before you load it another ULD. Now, one thing you've got to take in mind is obviously you've got to load the weight evenly. So if I had one here, I would have to fit one there, and then one there, and then one there, and so on and so forth. But it is quite a nice little animation that they've got going on there. So once you're finished, load it in. You just get rid of the loader. Well, you might want to hide it first. Close the cargo door, and there we go. So there's one of the cargo doors. Again, you can open up those cargo doors there and there. The doors work. Now if we go into the cockpit or the flight deck, whichever, again, standard 777 cockpit, we're all used to it. Everything works again. All the flaps, everything, it all works as does the normal one. However, you get the galley with this one. So this is where the cargo pilots would either rest and or make their coffees or whatever they want to drink in the flight. You can open the doors in here, obviously. So if I click on that door, that will open up, and then if I close it, again, it'll close. So we're gonna walk around because I think there's a lot of things that we can explore. So if we move forward like this, and we go here, this is the crew rest area. As you can see, if we move forward, to this area, you can see these are the bunks where the pilots would sleep. You can close the door. The flight deck door opens, and you can flick all the switches like there, and everything again you can see moving. You can deploy the speed brake, and you can see it there. So everything again you can switch from inside the flight deck. You can close that, and then in here you've got the pilot's bathroom, which has all been modelled. So it's a very, very nicely modelled inside. So if we go up into, we could go into the main cargo deck, like this. As you can see, there's one of our cargo ULDs that we loaded in. You can walk around here, where you can load all your cargo in. Again, very detailed. You've got all the straps there. One of your cargo doors, which is at the back of the aeroplane, as you can see here. There is one passenger window, but you can open that. And there we go, that is opened up. And you can see, basically, the outside. There's the outside world, there's your wing. And if we look out, obviously you can see everything. Again, they obviously haven't modelled the outside of the aeroplane, however they have modelled the wing. But again, due to the limitations of flight sim, you can't do that. But you can see outside, you can see your own wing. If I deploy the speed brakes, it's not going to let me deploy them because we've not got hydraulics, but again, everything works in here. And if we go down below, and well, here's the main cargo door view that they have, and then the main cargo deck. So that pretty much covers it for the 777 freighter. So this is going to make up part 1 of the review, which is where I review the models and everything. And part 2, which will be uploaded in the same day, will contain pretty much... we'll have the flight and testing out of the aircraft. I'm not too sure which model I'll do it in, but again, they're pretty much similar in every respect, apart from one carries freight, one's longer than the other. So, until part 2, I'll thank you again for watching, subscribing, thank you very much. More Flight Simulator videos should come, probably not with me talking, because you don't want to hear the brothers and sisters in the background, and you don't want to hear me rambling on all the way through the holidays. But there might be the occasional talking video, but normal service should resume back in September. So thank you so much for watching, and goodbye, and see you in part 2.